What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. And in today's video, we've got another What's Next video. And in today's video, we're going to do What's Next for the Cleveland Guardians. The Guardians obviously got their new name this offseason, but they could be trading some big pieces this offseason and acquiring some big prospects this offseason. So that's what we're going to do in today's video. But before I get into this video, if you want great baseball content throughout the offseason, throughout the lockout, make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn notifications because this is the place to be on Baseball YouTube for great baseball content throughout the offseason and the lockout. So let's go ahead and start with the free agents that they signed pre-lockout. Nobody. The Guardians don't usually spend a lot of money. This is no surprise that they didn't sign any free agents. No surprise there. They're on free agents. Nobody really important this year. Brian Shaw, Wilson Ramos, Blake Parker, and Nick Whittergan are their only free agents. None of those are going to make a big impact on their team. Yeah. Next up, their needs this offseason. They needed outfielders. They need probably a center fielder and a left fielder, realistically. They need a lot of outfield help. They could use some outfield help. Who knows where they will look for the outfield help. They could use a catcher as well, with Austin Hedges slotting in as their starting catcher right now. And honestly, just any offensive help. Their offense is not very good, minus Jose Ramirez. To be honest, Jose Ramirez and Franmil Reyes. Just about besides that, that's about all they have as far as their offense. So they could use any offensive help and maybe just a little bit of bullpen help, considering the unreliability that was James Karinchak last year. Manuel Clase, Anthony Goss in that little small sample size was pretty solid, and Nick Sandlin was pretty good as well, but besides that, the bullpen was a question mark. So, yeah, next up for the Guardians. They're possible trade candidates that they might trade this offseason. These are players that the Guardians might look to trade this offseason. The first one's their superstar player in Jose Ramirez. The Guardians have a history of trading every star player that they've had. Flashback to Francisco Lindor to the New York Mets, Trevor Bauer to the Reds. Any key player is going to get traded. Mike Clevenger to the Padres. Any key player is going to get traded. He's 29 years old, and last year he posted possibly the best season of his career, posting a .266 batting average, .355 on base, .538 slugging, 36 home runs, and 103 RBIs. And like I said, he is only 29 years old right now, and that's going to give him a lot more value, and he is going to be a unrestricted free agent come 2024. So there's still quite a bit of control left. I think this is the time for Cleveland to trade him. They always do, and they could look for some big prospects in return. Next up is Franmil Reyes, guy. A .258
high fly ball to the triangle.
Just bring his value up even more. The next guys are two starting pitchers that the Guardians do exceptionally well in developing, and the first one is Zach Plesac. Zach Plesac is a guy, that's gonna get you some innings, only 27 years old, and as a 12th round pick, he's done pretty well in his career so far. So for Plesac, he was 10-6 with a 4.6
that outfield when he was younger and did a darn good job at it.
In 2019 and 2020, this is the guy that posted
fastball, perfect
2020, 2.28 ERA. And a 3.81 ERA in 2019. I would expect Zach Plesac to improve. And the last possible trade candidate I really think is going to be Aaron Civale. Civale is a guy that also pretty young, but they do have quite a bit of depth in their farm system as far as starting pitching. And Civale posted a pretty good year last year. In 124 innings pitched, he posted 99 strikeouts and a 3.84 ERA. He was a third-round pick by them in 2016. I think he could be a potential. Guardians prospect wish list for potential trade.
Struck him out looking with a low heater. 5
The first one
Ks
being
for
Noelvi Marte, ranked the number 11th prospect in Major League Baseball by MLB.com. Do I really think they need a Noelvi Marte? No, not really. They've got a buttload of infield prospects. I think that they could use somebody else. Nolan Gorman is another guy in there. A second baseman in a very stacked infield in St. Louis as well. They could obviously use him, but I don't think that Nolan Gorman would be the best option. But one that I really do like is George Kirby of the Seattle Mariners. Kirby's ranked the number 44 prospect in Major League Baseball right now. And this is a guy that has ace potential to be a right-hander. And in most farm systems, he'd be the number 1 prospect. But he's the number 3 prospect for the Seattle Mariners. The Guardians' free agent prospects. Now, something to note here is they do not spend very much money at all. So there's a lot of cheap free agents targets on this list simply because it is very unrealistic for them to go out and sign somebody like Correa, for example. And the first free agent target is a guy in Trevor Rosenthal that has struggled to stay healthy in his career. But I think Trevor Rosenthal really could be very good as an 8th inning guy in that bullpen. For a pretty cheap contract, I think that they could really do something there. Another guy that I really like here is Brad Hand. Brad Hand is the guy that would be coming back to the Cleveland Guardians where he, didn't perform too great, but he did have his moment. And Hand would be a guy that maybe could slot in as the 8th inning role. They're pretty good at developing pitching, like I've said, so maybe they could develop him in to somebody really good. And one that I really like for the Cleveland Guardians is Jorge Soler. Got the World Series championship with the Atlanta Braves, and I don't think that he's going to be requesting a ton of money. And obviously he's going to be putting up less numbers than Nick Castellanos, but he's still going to be putting up good power numbers and stuff. And I think that Soler would be a very good option for this team. I think that they should really target Soler. If I was ranking these, I would say Soler's the number 1 guy they should go after. He can play the outfield too if you want him to. And Lewis Brinson's another guy. Why not take a chance on somebody like Lewis Brinson? Obviously had the hype of being one of the top prospects in Major League Baseball at one time. Why not take a chance on this guy? The Guardians trade targets list, not a very long one. The first one is Gavin Lux of the Los Angeles Dodgers. Gavin Lux is a guy that I really think just really needs a new home. With the Los Angeles Dodgers trading not re-signing Corey Seager, maybe Gavin Lux is going to be more in their plans. But he had a .242 batting average with 7 home runs and 46 RBIs. Nothing great for Gavin Lux in 2021. The next guy is Garrett Cooper of the Miami Marlins. This is a guy in Garrett Cooper that who knows if the Marlins will be willing to give him up, but I think he would come at a rather cheap cost. And he could be a pretty solid first baseman or outfielder for the Guardians. He could fit in and slot in either of those spots. A .284 batting average, 9 home runs, 33 RBIs, 380 on base percentage, 465 slugging, 845 OPS, and OPS plus of 129. I thought that Garrett Cooper had a really solid year. Another guy that could fit those spots. Next guy is Trey Mancini. Boy, would I think this trade would be phenomenal for the Guardians if they could pull this off, which I don't think is too far-fetched. They have a really good farm system, and I think that their trade targets, if they aren't looking to trade Jose Ramirez or Franmil Reyes or whoever, then the trades are where they're going to get their players, in my opinion. And you could find a pretty simple guy that's going to put up really good numbers for, I think, a pretty cheap cost in Trey Mancini. A .255 batting average, 21 home runs, 71 RBIs in 2021, a .326 on base percentage, 432 slugging, 758 OPS, and an OPS 104. So yeah, I think that would be a great idea. Next up is our final thing of today's video. This is the Jose Ramirez to the Seattle Mariners blockbuster mock trade. Now, I know a lot of you guys were ready for this mock trade because you knew it was going to be really good. And like I said, it is good. The Mariners in this trade received Jose Ramirez, of course, the best third baseman in baseball. I saw somebody that said Nolan Arenado is better. No, Jose Ramirez is better. The Guardians, in return, received George Kirby, the Mariners' number 3 prospect, ETA of 2022, right-hander with ace potential. Kyle Lewis is another guy that won the American League Rookie of the Year back in 2019, I'm pretty sure it was. And, this is a guy that really still has a lot of potential and a lot of value on the trade market. And the final guy is Isaiah Campbell, Mariners number 18 prospect, a right-hander, ETA of 2023. Let's go and first look at what the Guardians would be getting back. They get back the Mariners' 2019 first-round pick in 2019. And this is a guy in 2021 that put up very good numbers in AA ball. 5-3 record with a 2.53 ERA and 15 games started, 67 innings pitched. This is a guy that had a really good year and could even be up by 2022. And yeah, this is a guy that's going to hit in the low 90s with good running life. But he can get up to 98 on his fastball sometime. And yeah, this is a guy in George Kirby that is really, really good. Let's go and look at Isaiah Campbell, the number 18 prospect currently in high A ball. Another guy that really posted a good year in 2021. If he could up that sample size, this is a guy that could be really, really good. He posted a 3-1 record with a 2.33 ERA in 5 games and 19 innings pitched with high average this year. And Kyle Lewis is another guy to look at. Could be the kind of steal of this trade. Mariners need outfield help, and this trade, I think, does it all. Kyle Lewis, 246 batting average, 5 home runs, 11 RBIs. Nothing special at all. But you've got to look at the years that he has had before. And both of these players really fit in. If you want to add another prospect, you can. But, of course, the Mariners. The Mariners receive the best third baseman in baseball in Jose Ramirez, a top 10 player in baseball, in my opinion. And don't even have to give up Julio Rodriguez or Novelli Marte. That's how stacked their farm system is that they can work this out. They've already acquired Adam Frazier and Robbie Ray this offseason. But if you could add Jose Ramirez, then that is the icing on the cake for probably the best offseason in Major League Baseball, in my opinion. I really like what the Mariners are doing, and a core built around in the future of Jose Ramirez, Julio Rodriguez, Jared Kelenic, Novelli Marte, Julio Rodriguez. This is a great future, and I really like this trade. So that is the end of today's video. If you enjoyed what's next for the Cleveland Guardians, make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn notifications. Thank you for watching, and peace.